You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Right now, a manhunt is underway in Sarasota. Police looking for the shooter who sent one person to the hospital. Plus, hurricane season less than a month away will tell you what Suncoast counties are doing right now to keep you safe.
And ripped off while you fill up. We have the gas stations targeted most often by crooks who use those credit card skimming devices. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
Good morning, early risers. It is Wednesday, May the 9th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us on this Wednesday morning. Looks like it's another beautiful day out there, right, John Scalzi?
Well, let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to doesn't get any better, what was yesterday?
Doesn't get any better.
There you go. I think we'll probably do the same thing again today. We'll have a very warm afternoon, no doubt about it. But then as we head into the evening, I think that breeze will start to kick in. It'll be a fresh breeze with low relative humidity, so it'll feel pretty comfortable, I think. Dying down fresco yesterday, and it was glorious outside. Not a drop of rain on the radar this current morning, and I don't think we'll see much in the way of rainfall any time today. We have a trough of low pressure still existing out in Atlantic waters, creating that cluster of clouds that you see out there. Not an issue for us. We stay under the influence of high pressure and plenty of sunshine today. Current temperatures running about where they were yesterday, maybe a degree cooler. 65 degrees Sarasota, 64 Parrish. Bradenton, you've got 65. 68 in Venice, 68 in Inglewood. Inland temperatures running a little bit cooler. Look for a daytime high that tops out similar to yesterday, about 90 degrees. We'll be watching the air quality index again today. We'll also be watching the fire danger index, both of which are too high. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few. Back to you.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking the roads. First off, in Manatee County, not much to speak of so far. A little slowdown on 14th Street West after you get past Cortez. Checking the upper half of Sarasota County, we see some early buildup there on Fruitville Road, in the westbound lane from Beneva down past Tuttle, all the way to 301. Not sure what's going on there. And the final map for the south show a little blip there in South Venice, northbound, as you head up toward Nokomis. 502 right now. And right now, Sarasota police searching for the person involved in a shooting last night in Newtown. Police say the victim was sitting in their car near 23rd and Osprey when somebody shot them. The victim is recovering this morning at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, and police are still looking for the shooter. This is a developing story, and we'll continue to update you on our website at mysuncoast.com.
This morning, a man who shot someone in the face over a parking spot is now headed to prison. David Johnston was sentenced Monday to 25 years in prison. He allegedly shot the victim in the face back in 2016 following an argument over the victim's car being parked in his driveway. We now know the name of the person who died in a crash on Longboat Key. Florida Highway Patrol say 85-year-old Warren Roberts was walking across Gulf of Mexico Drive yesterday morning. Now, one car hit him, and while he was still in the road, he was hit by a second car. Now, the driver of the first car was also taken to the hospital after the accident because of a medical condition.
Right now, Holmes Beach police say crooks have used a credit card skimming device to target the same gas station again out there. Officers found the device at the Citgo station on Gulf Drive. They say the bad guys work very quickly and are elusive as well.
They have master keys to these pumps, and they're able to come in, and sometimes they just are able to pop them open, and others of them, they have the actual key for the pumps themselves.
It's a concern for everybody because they're obviously ripping credit cards off, and it's a major concern for America.
So what can you do? Well, protect yourself by using the pump closest to the store and also pay cash if you can.
Well, hurricane season is just a few weeks away. Do you have everything that you need? Because this week is National Weather Service and local agencies. They've teamed up hoping to get people ahead of the game.
Yeah, this week is National Hurricane Preparedness Week, and Marla Spence has some tips for us. She is live outside the Sarasota Emergency Operations Center off Cattleman Road. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Usually before a hurricane hits, more than half of us wait until the very last minute. We go to the grocery stores and we buy water and food just days before a storm, thinking that's enough to get us by. But the National Weather Service says it takes a little bit more than that to prepare for a hurricane. Now, all this week, the NWS is focusing on what you can do to prepare and get ready. Today, the government agency is wanting you to get flood insurance if you haven't already done so. Besides that, you should make sure you have coverage to protect your home and also your car. And this week, besides that, NWS is offering tips on evacuation plans, how to protect and strengthen your home, and putting together a disaster kit. The emergency management chief for Sarasota County says that you should have a family and individual supply kit.
We believe everybody should be prepared for a minimum of 72 hours. So you have a 3-day kit of supplies to last you for after the storm. It's better to have at least a week. We know we lost power in some cases for up to 11 days. So people need to put together a supply kit.
And in your supply kit, you should have items like water, food, money, and also important documents that's sealed away in a plastic envelope. And you should have more than enough supplies that can last you until after the storm, just in case the power goes out. Reporting live in Sarasota County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. So hurricane season starts June 1st, but now is the time to sign up right now for flood insurance policies because it takes 30 days for policies to kick in. One insurance agent we spoke to today said anyone who lives in Florida can be affected by flooding, and most people cannot afford to have it. That being said, some policies can be expensive, especially if you live close to the water. It's also suggested you purchase contents coverage as well to ensure everything in your home is covered.
Your personal belongings, area rugs, etc. that get wet, all of that is going to fall underneath that flood insurance policy.
Now, policy prices depend on several factors, including how close your home is to the water.
Sarasota County school officials hope to keep students at one campus safe by closing a road that runs right through the middle of their school. Now, School Avenue runs right through Sarasota High School campus, and while it is closed to vehicles during the day, anyone can walk or bike right onto the campus. The district wants to initially close School Avenue to all traffic between the hours of 6:30 in the morning and 10 at night, and eventually make the closure permanent 24/7.
There are gates at the end of the streets. I don't feel safe walking across the street that any individual could walk across as well.
The Sarasota County School Board and City Commission discussed the issue at a special workshop yesterday. Since it was just a workshop, no real concrete decisions were made.
Meantime, the Manatee County School District will have to look for new ways to pay for those additional school resource officers because county commissioners yesterday voted against additional funding. The county's current contract with the school district is about $900,000, which will stay as it is now. The money helps fund 16 SROs in the schools, but more are needed. The district asked the commission to help pay for an additional 31 officers, but board members say they don't have the money and they don't want to ask taxpayers for it either.
So you have the same officer in the building. They build relationships with the principals, the assistant principals, with the teachers, and more importantly with the students and the parents. And we wanted to continue that. We've seen how successful that has been in our middle schools and the high schools at the secondary level, and we wanted to do that at the elementary.
So now the district will reconvene with the school board, sheriff, and the city police chiefs to look at other options. The meeting is set for next week in Manatee County.
Governor Rick Scott is coming to the Suncoast later on today. He's going to be highlighting the second proposal of his Make Washington Work plan, which will require a 2/3 vote of each House of Congress to approve any tax or fee increase before it can become law. He's going to be making the announcement at PHT Innovations in North Venice around 3:30 this afternoon.
Another step in Venice toward a new Sarasota Memorial Hospital branch. An administrative law judge recommended Florida's Agency for Healthcare Administration give final approval to open the new facility with 90 acute care beds. The hospital will be built on Laurel Road. Final approval is expected in the coming weeks. They hope to open it in the next few years. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a follow-up on the University of Florida students whose diploma celebrations caused them to be physically removed from the stage. The apology the university president has now released.
And coming up a little later in the hour, check out this dramatic video. It's a 4-year-old little girl dangling from the 4th floor of a building. We're going to tell you what residents had to do to get her back to safety. So stick around, we're going to tell that story.
But first, this is the scene right now, a live shot from Atlanta, Georgia. Looks very peaceful, pretty there right now.
There's another city that is waking up this morning, probably to some another nice weather. How about back here at home on the Suncoast today, John Scalzi?
Yeah, looks pretty good for us. Drive time forecast Very similar to yesterday, no inclement weather boxes checked. We are looking for a beautiful drive to work this morning with upper 60s to start off with and then mid 80s on your return ride home. No rainfall during either drive time period, and all airport hubs serving Sarasota Bradenton International running on time according to the FAA. I'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
On this first, well, not the first, but actually it's now the third day of Hurricane Preparedness Week, we're going to talk about insurance. Ugh, I know, but it's important because once a watch or warning is issued, you can't make any changes to your insurance plan. So you need to know whether you need flood insurance or whether you have freshwater flood insurance. Even if you don't live in an evacuation zone, you still may need flood insurance. So the way to find that out is, first of all, talk to your insurance agency and go over what you've got and what your needs are and if you need to make changes in your policy. Now, review your insurance with your insurance agent. Know your zone. And by zone, I don't mean just your evacuation zone, which we covered earlier in this week, but also your flood zone, which is more directly related to freshwater flooding, which is a big problem as well with hurricanes, and rainfall, not necessarily storm surge. So I have given links on my Facebook page, John Scalzi ABC7, so that you can find your flood zone, whether you live in Manatee County or in Sarasota County. Go there, click on the link, enter in your address, and the information will be given to you. Good stuff to know. We're looking at 66 degrees by 7 a.m., sunny and dry conditions throughout the day again today. As we head into the noontime hour, pretty much a carbon copy, really. Dry air in place, sunny skies, little in the way of any rain chance for the next 3 or 4 days, and you know, a UV index that's up there, so be sure and wear the sunscreen. 87 degrees, 90 degrees, our probably top out temperature. Hit 91 yesterday, so really warm day yesterday. And then as we head into the evening hours, that beautiful breeze coming in off the Gulf waters, kind of a dry wind for this time of year. making it feel pretty comfortable as we head into the evening hours. Right now, 65 degrees, the air temperature, dew point value a little bit, teeny tiny bit higher than it was yesterday. We had 58 for our dew point yesterday, but 61, still I won't argue with that. That's a very comfortable dew point temperature. East-northeast wind comes in at about 6. We're about a degree or 2 cooler than we were 24 hours ago, which is about the same basically as we were yesterday. When you're talking about a degree or 2 difference, it really virtually doesn't matter. Winds out of the northeast to east throughout the area today. Temperatures generally uniform between inland and coast, but as we start to warm up a little bit, the coast will lag behind the inland temperatures as they begin to climb into the near 90 range by the time we get to 3 p.m. And then with that wind giving us a little bit of a westerly flow in the afternoon near the coastline, keeping the coast a tad bit cooler. Inland temperatures will soar by the time we hit 11. We're looking at temperatures back down into the 70s. The fire danger index, well, that continues to rise across the region. Although Charlotte County has gone down a notch in the forecast for today, everybody now is in the high or very high category, with all coastal communities all the way down to Lee County is in the very high category. So definitely a time to be very careful with outdoor flame. We're looking at high pressure over the deep south, so you should have no problems with the Atlanta airport. But again, in the center part of the country, a low pressure area is going to create a situation where there will be severe thunderstorms, not only today, but tomorrow as well. For us, high pressure is the rule, but we wait for the weekend as our winds will then begin to shift to the south, and a little trough of low pressure developing in the Florida Straits will start to lift north and influence our weekend weather by kicking in a little bit of a rain shower chance. Won't be big. It'll be like last weekend, you know, about 50%. The showers will be kind of intermittent, mostly in the afternoon and in the early evening, and then kind of dissipate overnight, returning again. But we'll have a pretty prolonged period of those rain chances this time. As the moisture will return, the humidity will be back full steam. Northwest wind coming in at 15, turns northeast for boaters at 15 in the evening. And the forecast looks like this: 90 today, 89 tomorrow, 90 the next day. You know, we're looking at really warm conditions. Friday, we start to really moisten up. Saturday, put in that rain chance with that little trough lifting north and giving us rain chances really for the next several days as we head into the beginning of next work week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. In Manatee County, starting out there, not too much to see at this moment. All the roads are running pretty smooth and clear. Heading into the top half of Sarasota County, those roads again are looking pretty decent. Starting to see a little bit of a slowdown right there on 41 as it comes into 301. That's starting a little slowdown this morning as well. But other than that, most of the main roads in Sarasota are running pretty smooth. If we go a little bit farther south in the area, if your commute is 75 or 41 south, those roads are running very free this morning. 517 with your first alert traffic. Well, it was video that made headlines all across the country. On-stage graduation celebrations cut short, students physically removed from the stage. Now the University of Florida's president has called students to apologize and says the school has now changed their policies and is investigating the matter. But as Crystal Bailey reports, some students say that is not enough.
Imagine working 4 years for your degree and wanting to celebrate the moment you get that diploma on stage, but someone takes that moment away from you. 2 students feel that way after this weekend's graduation ceremonies.
I had planned to do a dance on stage to celebrate this joyous occasion.
Nafisa Atta seen in this video being pushed across the stage before she has the chance to salute her sorority at UF.
And he pushed me forward, and then I kind of lost my footing a little bit, and then I also lost my cap in the process of it.
Oliver Talusma is also one of the graduates who was pushed at Saturday's graduation, left with this voicemail.
I'm just appalled that we did this to you. And I personally apologize that this happened at the very time that we all should be celebrating your accomplishments.
I think his response is too little too late, very reactionary.
He was sitting on stage, but he didn't do anything to intervene.
Excuse you! President Fox saying on Sunday it won't happen again.
I want you all, our students, to know that we've changed that practice, and we also want each one of you to know that we celebrate you, your graduation, and your accomplishments.
But I definitely feel like a lot more Black students were targeted in this than our white students who did other moves and dance moves such as backflipping or taking selfies on stage but didn't receive the same aggressive treatment.
There's a video of what looks like a white woman being pushed as well, but Atta says the man was more aggressive with minority students.
Looking back after the fact, it's like kind of embarrassing that like that's my memory of college commencement here at UF.
University representatives aren't saying who the faculty member involved is.
We have asked our human resources and also this individual's college to investigate and to take appropriate action.
That was Crystal Bailey reporting. Now, we have yet to hear what any new action will be, but there have been apologies so far.
Certainly both sides of that story, though.
There's some people that say, hey, they shouldn't have been rushed off. It was their moment. And others that say, hey, you know, you've got to keep it moving because you have to be fair to all the graduates and give them their time. So
5:20 right now on your Wednesday morning.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. How would you like your own personal assistant? Well, you might like this. Google has unveiled a new service that could be a game changer.
And next half hour, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in North Korea to lay the groundwork for the upcoming presidential summit. We'll have details of that. But first, here's a look at San Francisco. A different shot for us this morning.
That's right. Been shaking it up. First Atlanta, now we're heading to the other side of the coast, out to San Francisco this morning.
57 degrees and clouds there right now. They should see a high of only 61, not budging too far. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think it up. Just trying to kick. Learn how to aim, my boy.
If I wanted to kick you, you know I would have kicked you, right?
New video this morning of a Miami police officer accused of trying to kick a suspect. The police body cam video taken at a Miami hospital back on May 3rd was released by the state attorney's office. It shows Officer Mario Figueroa telling suspect David Suazo that he needed to comply during his arrest and then pretending to kick him. Prosecutors say cell phone video of the arrest shows Figueroa aiming a kick at Suazo's head as the suspect was face down on the ground and being handcuffed. Now Figueroa is charged with second-degree misdemeanor assault, and police there say they are in the process of firing him.
Look at this. A 4-year-old girl had to be rescued last week after she was left dangling from her 4th floor of a building in China. She lived on the 5th floor. Her mother left her home alone. She tried to get out through a window. Didn't go very well, never would. She was left dangling outside the window, clinging to a guardrail. Eventually, 2 neighbors reached out and brought her inside to safety. No injuries reported. Wow.
Well, if you've dreamed of having your own personal assistant, Ray, that dream can now come true, kind of, thanks to a new service from Google.
Here are today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Google has a new voice.
Yeah, the company unveiled a service that makes reservations, appointments, and it sounds just like a human.
See, how may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
freaky. The feature will be rolling out as an experiment in the coming weeks. Uber has unveiled new details on its proposed flying taxi.
They'll be able to carry 4 passengers, fly 200 miles per hour and above 1,000 feet. Uber hopes to start testing flying taxis by 2020. And finally, a keen Instagram observation. Check it out. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups only follows one person.
Who is it? Well, Oscar winner, Reese Witherspoon, of course. Reese says Reese has a great name.
They're a little biased.
Just a
Those are
little.
your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Flonase. You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else, so why accept it from your allergy pills? Most pills don't finish the job because they don't relieve nasal congestion. Flonase allergy relief is different. Flonase relieves sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, and a runny nose, plus nasal congestion, which pills don't. Flonase helps block 6 key inflammatory substances. Most pills only block 1, and 6 is greater than 1. Start your day with Flonase for more complete allergy relief. Flonase, this changes everything.
I pick out the latest fashions for my mom.
And I make sure she doesn't spend a fortune.
So hello, Burlington. They have all the brands I can't live without.
And Burlington saved us a bundle.
Mom, look at this price. Burlington is awesome.
What if the vacuum head was reborn? Shark has added a rotating soft brush. So while deep cleaning carpets, you can also grab large particles, pull in piles, and directly engage floors. Duo cleaning, invented by Shark.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Are the Americans coming home, Mr. President?
We'll all soon be finding out. We will soon be finding out.
Questions for the president, with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in North Korea right now, pressing for the release of 3 U.S. citizens. Plus, we're less than 1 month away from hurricane season, what the counties are doing right now to prepare.
And some changes for workers' compensation insurance rates in Florida. Those stories in John's midweek forecast right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Good morning to you. It is 5:30 on this Wednesday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. May the 9th, and John Scalzi. You can record your forecast and go on home today.
Just about right. Yeah. I'll tell you, it's going to be pretty much a carbon copy of yesterday, which a lot of people are very happy with because the conditions just yesterday are so lovely. Even though it was warmer than average, we had such dry air in place that it kind of felt sort of comfortable out there, I guess, even during the heat of the day. And during the nighttime hours, the temperatures fall off nicely because the air is dry. It doesn't retain its heat so well, so it cools off quickly, and we're left with a beautiful evening. Same thing again today. Dry on radar across the state, not a drop of rain falling anywhere. Trough of low pressure still out in the Atlantic waters. That's where that trail of clouds is, and that is our signal for weekend weather. We'll be talking about that in detail in just a few minutes. Local temperatures coming in just about where they were yesterday. Degree cooler perhaps. Bradenton coming in at 64, Perry 63. Longboat Key, you've got 69 degrees. Sarasota at 65. Venice, you've got 68. So do you in Inglewood. Punta Gorda 62, Northport 66. Expect today temperatures to be again warm, coming in near 90. Full sunshine, UV index is high. Dry though, and we're still concerned about the ozone levels. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now on this Wednesday morning. A little build up there on State Road 64, just east of the interstate in the eastbound lane. Be aware of that. Otherwise, relatively clear so far today. Checking farther south, a little blip there on Bee Ridge Road, westbound at Kettleman, not too far where Marla Spence is right now at the EOC. And then checking our final maps to the south, we'll see all clear in our South County maps right now at 5:32 on your Wednesday morning. Well, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in North Korea to lay the groundwork for a presidential summit. As reporter Elizabeth Hurd tells us, he'll also push for the release of 3 American captives.
This morning, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo back in North Korea. President Trump revealing the news while announcing his plans to pull the U.S. out of the Iran nuclear deal.
In preparation for my upcoming meeting with Kim Jong-un. Plans are being made. Relationships are building.
This is Pompeo's second trip to North Korea after secretly meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un over Easter weekend. We're told the primary goal of this trip is to lay the groundwork for the upcoming summit. But U.S. officials say the secretary will also be pressing North Korea to, quote, do the right thing and release the 3 American hostages.
We will soon be finding out. It would be a great thing if they are. We'll soon be finding out.
Kim Dong-chul, seen here being led away by police, was arrested for spying in 2015. The other 2 American citizens who were both teaching in Pyongyang were arrested last year as they try to leave the country at different times.
There's good days, there's bad days, but we try to focus on maybe today he's going to be released.
It was also last year a severely brain-damaged 22-year-old Otto Warmbier died 6 days after his release. His parents have filed a wrongful death suit accusing North Korea of torture. Still no official word from the White House regarding the status of the 3 remaining hostages, but according to a South Korean official, North Korea is expected to release the 3 men today as an apparent gesture of goodwill. Elizabeth Hurd, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, we're just a few weeks out from the start of hurricane season. Are you and your family ready? This week is National Hurricane Preparedness Week.
Marla Spence has some tips. She's live from the Sarasota County Emergency Operations Center. Marla.
Good morning to you, Ray and Stephanie. The National Weather Service and Sarasota County is asking you to prepare for hurricane season that's just a little over 3 weeks away. Now, residents aren't the only ones preparing, but so are surrounding counties. I spoke to Ed McCain, who is the Emergency Management Chief for Sarasota County, and he tells us that the county is implementing new ways to prepare and to keep its residents safe. He says there will now be 11 evacuation centers that will all open at the same time, and he says those those centers will be mostly in Sarasota County schools, and all of those centers will also be pet friendly. The county is also adding a transportation plan for those who can't get to those evacuation centers.
We will have a series of rally points set up at city, county, and school board buildings throughout the county where people can go to, and they'll be taken by either a SCAT bus or a school bus to the nearest evacuation center.
And if people can't get to those rally points for whatever reason, someone will come out to pick them up, to take them to those rally points. All they have to do is to register online with the county, and registration will be cut off 60 days before a storm. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Sarasota County for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. Workers' compensation insurance rates are going down in Florida. The State Office of Insurance Regulation has approved a nearly 2% decrease as a result of the federal tax overhaul. The reduction will take effect for new and renewal workers' comp policies effective on June the 1st.
Any business in the service industry business is incredibly competitive. It's very rate sensitive. So for those businesses, hotels, restaurants, retails, this is a big deal.
Workers' compensation is meant to protect workers and employers. It's supposed to provide workers who are injured on the job access to medical benefits that they need to recover.
Well, for the first time since the mass shooting, we're getting a look behind the fences at Pulse nightclub in Orlando. The new interim memorial was unveiled yesterday by the One Pulse Foundation. There was a special private ceremony yesterday morning for survivors as well as their families and some community members. It gave the group a chance to see it before anyone else, with song and prayer and messages of support from around the country. Now, this temporary memorial focuses on the 49 people that died that day and how the world responded.
Happening today, having some fun for a good cause at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. As part of the American Cancer Society Relay for Life and the Delta Day of Hope, SRQ will turn purple. Employees will compete for best gate decorations as well as a dance party and a special lap around the B concourse is going on today from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m.
If you have some extra time and you want to make a difference in a student's life, Sarasota County Schools need your help. Right now, there are 2 programs that need some volunteer assistance. Now, the first one is a summer reading camp for 3rd graders who just need some extra reading assistance. Tutors will work one-on-one with the same 2 students each week. The second program is for middle school students who have failed a class during the previous school year. In that case, volunteers will work with the student to help them pass that class. Now, no experience is necessary. Free training is provided. Both of those programs start in early June and they end by mid-July.
Can't wait for this one. The new roundabout at Orange and Ringling is almost done. Should be next week, they say. Workers are onto the landscaping and adding road signs phase. The city initially said the roundabout will be open as early as a few weeks ago. Didn't happen. Later this summer, an art installation by a local artist will be added to the center of the roundabout. This is one of several roundabouts the city has put in or has still planned.
Beginning today, a popular Sarasota arena is getting a major renovation. The ceremony to celebrate the new Circus Arts Conservatory Sailor Circus Arena is taking place this morning at 10 o'clock. It's going to be held at the current site of the arena on Bella Vista Street in Sarasota. The arena has been completely gutted and is now ready for some brand new renovations that include air conditioning, seating for 1,500, some new flooring, restrooms, and so much more.
2 big murals could be coming to downtown Sarasota. Look at this. The city wants to add paintings to the outside of the new Bold lofts on 2nd Street. The developer wants a Ringling College student to paint the statue of David on one side and the Victory statue on the other side. The Public Art Committee will vote on the project tomorrow at Sarasota City Hall.
It is National Nurses Week, a time to celebrate, appreciate, and simply say thank you to the millions of women and men who play a crucial role in healthcare. The Appreciation Week began on Sunday and it runs until May 12th, which, strangely enough, in a very interesting way, is Florence Nightingale's birthday. She, of course, is credited with founding modern-day nursing. So go take some time to appreciate and thank the nurses in your life this week.
Still ahead, an area college student is dedicating his life to making a difference, how he's helping younger cancer patients now.
And take a look at this. We're going to show you here in just a moment. This is the volcano from space. We're going to show you how a NASA satellite has actually captured images of that lava flow in Hawaii, even the dangerous gas. It can all be seen from space. We're going to show you.
Here's a live look at the White House. Certainly a busy day yesterday when the president said they're going to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal. Details of that next hour. As we see at the White House, the top right window, the light is on. That's where the kitchen is, we found out.
That is right. That is where the kitchen is. All right, but first, back here on the Suncoast, what is our day going to be like, John Scalzi?
I'm just thinking they have to carry those groceries all the way up the stairs. Oh, jeez, that's such work. 66 degrees by 7 o'clock, and then as we head into the afternoon, plenty of sunshine. Breeze will start blowing in the afternoon, and by 3 p.m., 90 degrees. The red tide update status looks great. I mean, it still continues to show no red tide in our area waters. We like that. Winds will be shifting today from east to a little bit more northeast, and that'll help, or northwest rather, and that'll help cool the coastline down just a little bit. Should be a beautiful, beautiful walk on the beach tonight. I'll give it 4 out of 4 beach balls for the sunset quality. We'll have your complete forecast in a sec.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face,
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So as we go through the morning, our temperatures in the 60s will climb up to about, I'd say 70 degrees by 10 o'clock. But by 7 a.m., we'll be at 66. By noon, we'll be at 87. Lots of sunshine, no rainfall. Breezy this afternoon as the temperatures climb up to about 90 degrees. By 3 p.m., you'll start to notice that wind shift a little bit more to the west right along the coastline. You probably won't notice it so much in inland areas east of the interstate, but near the coast you will. Then that breeze will continue right straight through the evening hours until it shifts back to the east during the overnight. 85 degrees by around 7 p.m. Right now, we have a temperature of 65 degrees. We have a dew point value slightly warmer than it was 24 hours ago. We're at 61 dew point, but that still is pretty comfortable. We added a couple of degrees dew point, couple of degrees of value to the dew point number, which yesterday was at about 58 at this hour. So now we're at 61. Still, that's fine. East-northeast wind comes in at about 6. Temperatures running a degree or so cooler than it was 24 hours ago. No big deal, really. Virtually the same temperature. Many places at exactly the same temperature. Winds generally out of the east-northeast. Throughout the day today, nothing changes there except near the coastline. As the temperatures warm, we start to see a little bit of a onshore wind flow, keeping the coast a bit cooler. Inland temperatures, I think, will respond to that wind that'll consistently be out of the east, so you'll be a little bit warmer in inland locations. Then as we head into the evening period, we cool pretty effectively. I don't think we'll see much in the way of any kind of cloud cover, fog, or rain showers as we go through the next 24. With all that sunshine, though, there's a price to pay. One, the UV index is going to be high today, so slather on that sunscreen. The second one is we'll continue to monitor the air quality index for ozone. I had a Facebook viewer ask me, what is this ozone thing? I thought ozone was supposed to be good, the ozone hole. We want it to close up, right? Yes, aloft, when you have ozone in the atmosphere, it blocks the ultraviolet radiation, which is a leading cause of skin cancer. But at the surface, you can get ozone to form at the surface, too, in response to the sunlight and oxygen mixing with pollutants, nitrogen oxides that come from burning fossil fuels. And that creates a very caustic gas in the atmosphere that can cause respiratory problems. When it gets above 100 parts per million in the atmosphere, then very sensitive people with compromised respiratory systems begin to have problems. Well, right now we're at 97 parts per million, so we're creeping up there. We'll be watching that today again this afternoon at time of maximum heating to see if we briefly hit that 100 mark. But computer models suggest that today might not be as tough a day as it was yesterday. So we'll continue to monitor it, but just keep that in the back of your mind if you do have a compromised immune system, or if you want to limit your outdoor exposure, if you're elderly or very, very young, if you want to limit your outdoor strenuous exposure during the afternoon. So high pressure over the deep south continues to be our weather driver. We'll wait for that to move east over the weekend. It'll take a while to do that. In the meantime, it stays put, but eventually it will move out here in the Atlantic, shifting our winds to the southeast, returning moisture, and this little trough of low pressure will lift northward as well, and that will bring us some weekend rain. For today, northwest wind at about 15, shifting to the northeast during the evening. Breezy, nice, moderate chop on bay and inland waters. Should be a very pretty day to be out there on the waters. Forecast looks like this, if we can get to it. There we go. We have a generally speaking beautiful day. Low relative humidity, temperature about 90. Tomorrow about the same. Same thing on Friday, except by Friday, you might notice that humidity trying to creep up just a little bit. And on Saturday, that trough lifts northward. We get that southeasterly wind flow establishing itself. Humidity spikes, and we factor in that chance of an afternoon shower. Same thing on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Back to you.
Thank you so much, John. It is 5:48. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. So far, not too many hot spots in Manatee. Kind of got a little slowdown right there on State Road 64 as you come closer to a little bit to 75. In Sarasota County in the top half, not too much going on there. Starting to see some slowdowns right there on 41 and 301. But other than that, not too much traffic out there as no just of yet. A little bit farther south in the county, we're not seeing too much there yet either. 75 running south and 41 running south. Both of those roads are pretty congestion free at the moment. It is 5:48, and that's your first alert traffic.
A warning this morning for those of you who are tempted to ever help injured wildlife. Don't do it. Here's why. This owl was in shock after it was hit by a car. The woman then put it inside her car to get it some help. Well, then it came out of its daze, and officials say it latched onto her sleeve and the steering wheel. She was eventually able to coax the thing out of her car. She wasn't hurt, but officials say it's a good idea to call police before you try to deal with injured wildlife yourself.
All right, stop what you're doing right now. You got to check this out. This is a NASA satellite image, and it's actually picked up infrared images of the lava flow that's in Hawaii right now, along with the high levels of dangerous sulfur dioxide gas. Now, those levels of the gas, those are marked here in yellow. Now, that is the Kilauea volcano right there that you're seeing on the left. Then on the right-hand side, you can see the plume from Leilani Estates that's drifting to the southwest, and then, of course, out towards the ocean.
An area college student is dedicating his life to helping young cancer patients, and Jake Charaska has good reason. He was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer as a 2-year-old boy. He says support from doctors and family and friends like Lakewood Ranch resident Dick Vitale saved his life.
So I feel like ever since I was diagnosed, my most important goal is to just give back to those people and just to give back to the kids that are going through what I went through.
So he'll be among the cancer survivors at this Friday night's annual Dick Vitale Gala. You can get more information on our website, mysuncoast.com, or by calling 350-0580. Next half hour at 6:10, we'll have a closer look at Jake's early battles in life and how it changed him over the years. It's a great story. Can't wait to share it with you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's go to Capitol Hill, shall we?
Let's do that right now. Oh, that is a beautiful shot of the rotunda right there. That is gorgeous as dawn is breaking there.
That's right. Right behind it, Library of Congress.
Nice, all right.
Supreme Court back there as well. Love D.C. 5:50 right now, and you're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos. To use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Welcome back. It is 5:54, and here are some of the top stories that we've been following for you on the Suncoast today.
The city of Sarasota moving ahead now on closing School Avenue during the day when school is in session. The road cuts through the middle of Sarasota High School's campus.
Plus, happening today, the Sarasota Bradenton Airport is turning purple for the day. It's all a part of the American Cancer Society Relay for Life and Delta's Day of Hope. It's going on today from 8 o'clock this morning until 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Manatee County commissioners said they won't pay for any additional school resource officers. The district is under a state mandate to staff the schools in the wake of that Broward County school massacre.
And coming up in the next hour, an update this morning on 8 firearms seized in Sarasota. Plus, as lava and toxic gas continue to spew on Hawaii's Big Island, this morning there's a silent danger that's been brewing for the people that live right near that volcanic eruption. We're going to have their story.
And the weather continues to be a very nice streak right now, John Scalzi.
Yes, it does. We have no issues whatsoever with our weather today, except for the fact that we'll be watching air quality index. The UV index remains high, which is a good time to remind you of the benefits of a sunscreen. And other than that, it's going to be hot and dry. Daytime high tops out about 90 by 3 p.m. Good day for the beach, I suppose. The UV index, again, in the extreme category, as it will be most of the summer, I suspect. We'll have 88 near the beach as a daytime high under sunny skies. And as you look at the pollen count, there's reason to be happy here. We're in the moderate zone with no real big issues for us across the region. We'll have the forecast for weekend showers coming up in just a few.
All right, well, the Dick Vitale Gala is Friday night at the Ritz, and the boss has asked me to profile some of the young cancer patients in the area. I've really enjoyed meeting them.
Right. Every one of these stories has been so powerful. They talk about their experience. Some talk about how they never wish that anybody else would go through it, and they're all finding ways to give back, too.
We'll meet Jake Taraska at 6:10. Right now, it's almost 6 o'clock. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.